next, let's go over today's top stories with media writer for The Australian, Sophie Elsworth. Sophie, let's start with the ABC. Their Four Corners program last night aired Ukraine's War, the Other Side, which it described as being a groundbreaking documentary that offers a human perspective on life on the Russian front line and explores what it's like to be both a Russian soldier risking their life and a Russian civilian under daily threat of bombardment. But the Ukrainian Embassy described the program in these words: the journalistic equivalent of a bowl of vomit that unquestionably repeated and aired countless blatant lies, historical distortions, racist claims, and propaganda narratives emanating from the Kremlin. Sophie, the statement also said the ABC should be ashamed of itself for airing such a pro-Putin garbage, they called it. Strong words there.
They absolutely are, Rita. This is an extraordinary intervention here over a documentary. Now, when these Four Corners episodes air, they often come with a bit of controversy. But to describe a Four Corners episode as a bowl of vomit is pretty atrocious. And this story is continuing to unfold. But I would say it's quite a remarkable intervention by the Ukrainian ambassador to describe it in such terms, Rita.
Yes, and the Ukrainian Embassy is seeking a meeting with the executive producer of Four Corners and the ABC's managing director. It'll be interesting to see what the outcome of that is. They're saying that, you know, what was aired was pro-Putin, pro-violence, it was propaganda, and it wasn't fit to be on the national broadcaster. Now, let's go to this story, which everyone's talking about today. Jetstar plane heading to Bali was forced to turn around mid-flight after a passenger started screaming, swearing, banging on the cockpit door. And let's have a look at some of the footage from the plane.
Can they try and understand what the f***'s going on before you have a comment? You do not understand any of this. Do not. Yeah, exactly. But why? Do you understand what exactly? So do not come at me. Do not, because do not. Get the off me.
Sophie, this has obviously caused mass disruption for those poor passengers. They had to stay in Australia overnight. They left for Bali this morning, and another Jetstar plane to Bali was also delayed. But what do you do when a passenger becomes erratic mid-flight?
Well, Rita, you're a captive audience, really. I mean, you can't leave the plane. You're mid-air. This is really upsetting for those passengers. Let's just point out this is a budget airline on the way to what many would argue a budget holiday destination. And unfortunately, sometimes these things occur, Rita, but that type of behaviour is not acceptable and really distressing for anyone involved.
Well, I think it's worse that it's a budget airline, because I would... you might be generalising here, but probably for a lot of people that would be their holiday for the year, if not 2 or 3 years they've saved up to go overseas, and then to have it all... you know what? I've seen this on overseas flights when a single passenger goes a little bit crazy, and sometimes they just tie them up until they reach their destination. It may be a better solution.